Hello everybody, welcome again. This is Balrogx, and today I'm going to show you a build that it all started having a conversation with a fellow agent. A shout out to Diffuse Gaming, and tried a variation of it myself. And since we're waiting for new content to arrive later in the year, we need to find new ways to enjoy the Division 2 by trying new things. New builds, new challenges, try PvP or try raids, whatever you want to try. In my case, I'm trying new builds to share them because I really like this game and honestly have a blast playing it. And I want you to try them and keep the fun of this game alive. So the build I'm talking about is a pistol build, specifically a Regulus headshot build. If you have used a similar build with only pistol, please share it in the comment down below. I'm interested in what other builds you guys have created. This build changes how you play the game. At least it does for me, and I hope it does for you too, to make the gameplay fresh and new and not repetitive. So the idea is to deploy your shield, use only the Regulus, and go for the headshot to watch that explosion that is really satisfying. And that is a pro. But the con of this build is that you need to have a very good aim if you're playing on console like I do. Sometimes I get a lot of headshots, but sometimes I don't. So you have to be very aware of your surroundings and where the enemies are at all times. So you don't have much armor. If you get flanked, you are pretty much done. So that increases a little bit the difficulty of this build. But rest assured, it's really fun once you master it, and you can clear solo content with it, but be very careful. Playing this build in a group can be done, but you will be competing for the kills, and that might be a problem. This build is not intended to be godlike, immortal, like they say. It's just a build with different mechanics and focus on one of the exotics that are just getting dust in my stash. So probably do a build with every one of those exotics. First and foremost, how in hell do you get the Regulus? Okay, this is an exotic pistol that you can only get completing some crafting projects in the Iron Horse raid. So you need to complete the raid first to start doing the project for the Regulus. So after your first completion of the raid, you will unlock 2 crafting projects for blueprints. Those are the Future Initiative and the Foundry. Once you donate all the items required, you will unlock a new crafting project for the Regulus parts and blueprint. Those exotic components will drop from every boss from the raid. So you will have to complete the raid a few times to get the materials for the 3 crafting projects. So when you get all the parts, you will get the blueprint and you can craft it in the crafting station with another required item, a police magnum replica. So if you're trying to get Regulus, you can craft this magnum if you have the blueprint, or save it if you got it from an enemy drop. I got it from an enemy drop and then go to the crafting station to make the replica. The weapon talent called Regicide will create a 5-meter explosion when you get a headshot kill, dealing 400% weapon damage, and applies bleed to all enemies hit by the explosion. So it's pretty cool when you see it in action and see the enemies dropping. So now let's talk about the build. The main attribute you want to get on your pieces is headshot damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. The specialization that I chose was Technician, to have the plus kill point to have more health on the shield, and be able to use the Artificer to refresh and repair the shield armor frequently. As primary and secondary weapon, you can use whatever you want since we're only using the pistol. In my case, I'm using you can use a rifle and an assault rifle if you like. The mask you need is the Punch Drunk from the Douglas and Harding brand set with a good 20% headshot damage. For the backpack, I use the 1 Providence with Vigilance to get 20% weapon damage, so when I'm behind the shield. For the chest, I'm using the Chain Killer that has Perfect Headhunter, that after killing an enemy with a headshot, the next weapon hit within 30 seconds will deal an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. There's a damage cap of 800% of your weapon damage, but if your headshot damage is greater than 150%, the cap is increased to 1250%. So that's why you need to have headshot damage attributes and gear mods to get that, to get above of that 150%. So in my case, I have 170 plus headshot damage. So this piece is good to have if you're hitting headshots back to back, or after a headshot kill, your next hit will do a greater damage. For gloves, we use the contractor gloves. For the 8% damage to armor, it will be ideal to have headshot damage as the second attribute. For the holster, we have the only Cheska with the 10% critical hit chance. For the knee pads, we use the Fox sprayers for the damage to target at cover attribute. Again, for this piece, it will be ideal to have it with headshot damage. The skills I use are the Bulwark, Shield, and the Artificer. So to summarize the build, it's Punch Drunk plus Chain Killer, Contractor Glove, and Fox Sprayer knee pads, 1 Providence, 1 Cheska, and 1 Walker Harris. This build will excel while playing solo, but it can be challenging in a group setting because you'll have to compete for the kills. And you won't proc the chest talent, the headhunter, the perfect headhunter talent as much as playing solos, but it's totally usable if you like the playstyle. It's up to you to decide, but to change things a little bit, I recommend trying this build out and just have fun. So if you play with another build like this, like an only pistol build, share in the comments below. Thank you for watching, guys, and please help this channel grow by giving it a like. And if you enjoy this, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it already. I really appreciate all of your support. And as always, take care, be safe, and see you on the next one. Ciao.